Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Boggaballs, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East, SOUQ News, keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria, and you're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love no bad.
It begins with the ordinary. A shopper walks into a supermarket, picks a product from the shelf, marked 2,000 naira, and gets to the counter only to be told it costs 2,400 naira. To most Nigerians, it's just another frustrating moment at the checkout. But to the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, it's a violation, one that captures the complex realities of consumer rights and fair competition in Nigeria's fast-moving consumer goods sector. Between March and August 2025, the FCCPC recorded 1,543 consumer complaints within the FMCG sector, the second highest across all industries during that period. The complaints range from deceptive marketing and product defects to poor disclosure of terms and delayed complaint resolution. The FMCG industry, known for its quick turnover and intense price sensitivity, remains one of Nigeria's most competitive sectors. Yet, beneath its vibrancy lies a network of compliance hurdles and market pressure points. Bayo Olaoye notes in this special report that the FCCPC continues to face tough challenges in maintaining balance between regulation and market realities. He explains that some trade associations allegedly adopt restrictive practices such as uniform pricing, high membership fees, and entry barriers, which can distort fair competition if unchecked. In one notable case, he recalls, the FCCPC sealed a supermarket in Abuja in February 2024 after discovering discrepancies between displayed prices and checkout charges, a clear case of deceptive pricing. According to Olaoye's analysis, Nigeria's Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act, FCCPA 2018, provides the strongest legal foundation for consumer rights protection in the country. The Act guarantees the right to safety, requiring that all goods and services sold to the public be safe for ordinary use. Unsafe products must be withdrawn immediately once identified. It also guarantees the right to information, ensuring that consumers receive accurate details about price, composition, quantity, and use conditions before purchase. Where goods turn out defective, the consumer is entitled to repair, replacement, or refund. Sections of the FCCPA further prohibit false representation, bait advertising, and exaggerated claims, with sanctions reaching up to 10% of a company's annual turnover. Olaoye points out that state agencies such as LASCOPA complement FCCPC's efforts, helping consumers access information, redress, and awareness of their rights. Despite these laws, FMCG companies operate under immense economic strain. Rising inflation, forex shortages, and unpredictable input costs have made compliance increasingly difficult. Several multinationals have either scaled down or exited the Nigerian market, citing high operating costs and regulatory pressures. Still, as Olaoye observes, consumer protection and fair competition remain non-negotiable principles for any healthy economy. In 2023, the FCCPC fined a multinational FMCG company $110 million for abusing market dominance and stifling competition. Olaoye highlights the case as a major signal of the Commission's resolve to hold both local and foreign players accountable. Olaoye argues that compliance should not be viewed merely as a legal requirement, but a strategic business investment that strengthens consumers' trust and market credibility. He recommends that FMCG firms integrate compliance clauses into contracts, conduct regular audits, and maintain transparent pricing practices. Predatory or collusive pricing, he warns, can damage reputation and attract severe sanctions. The way forward. For Nigeria's FMCG sector, the path forward lies in collaboration, transparency, and innovation. Olaoye concludes that legal practitioners and compliance officers must continue to bridge the gap between policy and practice through staff training, regulatory monitoring, and transparent communication. I'm Moyosore Adibi, SOUQ News TV.
The much-anticipated Super Leader Conference kicked off with energy and enthusiasm in Lagos as the host, Apostle Success Haruna, delivered a transformative opening presentation. The conference, themed Leader Shift, brought together renowned speakers to redefine leadership and influence. The first speaker set the tone, emphasizing the essence of a super leader, one who communicates effectively, provides resources, recognizes both the strengths and weaknesses of others, and supports them rather than feeling insecure. He also highlighted team building as a critical component of leadership.
One of the factors is because our marriage is a beautiful marriage for 17 years. So we have been able to model what a good marriage is to the people. Speaking, I have up to 16 people, 14 to 16 people living in my house. It has been so from the day one of our marriage. They've never heard our voice. 17 years together as husband and wife. They've never seen us scream at each other. They've never seen us fight. They've never seen us argue, and they're hearing our voices outside. In 17 years of marriage, with the number, we have never had less than 10 people live with us from the day one of our marriage until this present moment. So what you model as a leader is easily communicated to your subject. That's where
The second speaker, Emeka Anslim, stressed that leadership is not about appointment or selection, but about direction. He illustrated this with an analogy.
You've created freedom to learn other things. Seeing that is going to learn again while others teach. When he comes back on top again. Right? Transfer yourself in people so they can take up tasks for you. When you raise leaders, you gain far more people than you can ever imagine in this world. Raise leaders, transfer your values, your nature, your culture into people. This is so important. This is so important. One of the ways by which we become an effective leader. Produce people after your kind. That's what God even commanded. Produce people after what? Produce after what?
According to him, effective leadership attracts followership by sustaining the interest of those who believe in and depend on a leader's vision. He emphasized vision, uniqueness, innovation, and creativity as core pillars of leadership. Adding a touch of humor and engagement, the third speaker, Ambassador Victor Walsh Oluwafemi, led participants in a brief exercise before moving into his presentation. He focused on leadership as influence, referencing key individuals who have impacted lives in diverse ways. He reminded participants that learning and education comes at a cost, making the convener's fee gesture invaluable.
And I grabbed that message that leadership is influence. Yeah. You can influence people either positively or negatively. And the question I ask people that what has been your influence? What have you been able to do in people's life? Are you able to influence them positively or negatively? Many of us do this a lot. The role of social media. That even as a leader, you need to be conscious of how you portray yourself on social media, right? That's why I went to that handsome man, uncomfortable. Again, you know, social media has revolutionized leadership influence. However, it must be managed wisely. So we see some crazy set of very young boys, sorry for my language, and some of just come and say, I'm the coach.
of influence. He also advised leaders to be strategic, particularly in the use of social media, emphasizing the importance of knowing when to.
The conference was amazing. Leadership was the real deal. It was content rich. All the speakers were very impactful. The points were, very, very valid and practicable. So it was a very big one for me. I'm so grateful that I'm here today. This is the best use of my time today.
To realize that to be a leader, a true leader, you have to show your followers what you want them to do. You share your vision with them and also do the work. Let them see what you're doing. They'll be able to replicate.
Basically, for me, is emotional intelligence in influence, in influencing people. So it's so profound for me, and I'm taking that back into my space.
The third speaker, he got to identify some types of leaders, and one of them was a transformational leader. That was really awesome. I'd like to be a transformational leader, one that leads and then leave a mark when I'm gone. Yes.
And reassess. The conference wrapped up.
Hello, Lagos. Make we yarn.
Hello, boy, if this POS matter, don't pass your call. Person go swipe, alert no enter. Before you know it, jump.
Wait, wetin really happen?
Maybe you fake alert the warriors.
Okay, so Mona, listen, if you dey do POS business, no expose your alert.
Hello, Ogbefi. They don't walk that bar road where they warrior for our local government for years.
This one sweet me, I no lie you. Because you know what? Development where they work, it deserve loudspeaker. Now why we dey here be that? For here, we know the abuse, we dey bring solution. My name, it is Ikechukwu Oyemike, aka Ogbefi Ishegwari.
Make we yarn every weekday from 10 a.m. go to 12 o'clock on Top the Eye 95.9 FM.
I'm from Akwa Ibom State, Eke local government precisely. My primary school at Akwa Ibom Church Primary School, so young Eke, where I grew up in the early 70s. I moved into government secondary school at Eke. I finished my school set in 1981. It was a jolly good experience. Before I moved over to Lagos, where I did my higher school, Federal School of Art and Science, Victoria Island. And from where I took my JAM, then I got admission to study English and literary studies in the great University of Calabar. Growing up was fun, education was fun. We enjoyed the bits of life, what we went through there, from primary to secondary school, the dormitory lives, my friends, my colleagues. Coming over to Lagos was quite an experience. My first time in Lagos, arriving after a tortuous journey back then. Went over to VI, studied along with some blue chip children, Federal School of Art and Science then, as it was called, just where you have the law school now. It was quite an experience. And back to University of Calabar, we had quite a drill, the studies of English language and literature. I happen to have specialized in literature, where we did a thorough work on all the spheres of literature, the landscape of literature, we almost exhausted it with key professors and lecturers. Talking about Afro-American literature, Caribbean literature, South African literature, Russian literature, literature of social protest. Then we come back to African literature, where we explored the whole landscape. African literature, African drama, African prose, and storytelling, folk tales, and trickster stories. It was a huge experience that changed my life. And coming over here, finished our youth service, did my youth service in Imo State then. We had respect as corpers. We were well treated. And came over back to Lagos, looking for work in Lagos, 1988, 89. We started a magazine in Lagos here. We call it the Hits magazine. It was tailored after the Right On magazine. It was a music magazine. We started that stuff in Lagos here, and then we couldn't sustain it because of the finances. Luckily for me, I was able to run, got a job with the bank, and then I started a marketing aspect for the bank. From the bank, the merchant bank, when the bank went under, I decided to go solo. That brought me to the book industry. I have always had this passion for books, right from my primary school to my secondary school. My mom was a teacher, a successful teacher. We were encouraged to read books. We used to hide ourselves in the libraries, my local government libraries. So when I got admitted to the University of Calabar, all our long vacations, we were always found in the library. Of course, there was no GSM then. The library was our contact space, where we go to the libraries to get information about when the school is going to resume, because apart from news, radio, and all that, you may not know when the school is going to resume. But when you meet with your friends, you know, in the library there, we meet with some other undergraduates, Uniben, SOUQ, Ife, some of our friends who were studying there, who came home for long vacations. We interact with them, and before you know it, we hear, you people are going to resume this, that, and that's how my passion for books gets strengthened. When we resume schools, we exchange novels. We look for novels to read. We look for African writers series. We look for Headley Chase. We look for exotic books. We started collecting books. When we finished reading, we shared the books to our friends. We talked about the books, and from there, we were able to explore the world. We sat down in the library and we knew what was happening in the apartheid South Africa. I did so much about the history of South Africa. I read about the Zulu aftermath. I read about the Mau Mau Wars, the challenge of colonialism, the pro-colonial times. I had a good teacher who taught me history in the secondary school, Miss Tooten. He did a yeoman's job. He led us through the whole spectrum of West African history. West African history by Adekunle Aromo-Laran. We talked about the Oyo Empire, Songhai Empire, Timbuktu, the Great Mali Empire. You know, all these things stir up our curiosities. And since then, we never departed from books. We have worked in close association with the Institute of Public Analysts of Nigeria, IPAN. These are people that do analysis for products, water analysis, analysis of waste and effluent, radioactive activity, food and drug analysis. We have worked with quality control experts across the industries. We have worked with establishments where they do root crop research. We have worked with the pharmaceutical research industries, medical research bodies, malaria research establishments, cancer research establishment. These people look for us for specialized information in the management of special disease and treatment. Treatment in oncology. People in the area of traditional medicine, alternative medicine, natural medicine. They look for, we are partnering with the Nigerian Institute of Science and Technology, Institute of Natural Medicine in Victoria Island, to work with them in the area of the development of herbal medicines in Nigeria. We have books we partner with them to promote. You see, medicinal plants from eastern Nigeria, medicinal plants from the northeast, medicinal plants from the southwest, medicinal plants from the south-south. We market these books for people who want to know. No, we are working now on the production in partnership with relevant institute of the Nigerian pharmacopoeia. We know about the British pharmacopoeia. We know about the American pharmacopoeia, the Japanese pharmacopoeia, and herbology. We are working towards having the Nigerian pharmacopoeia. This is going to be a compendium of materials that talks about medicinal plants of value, medicinal plants that have healing properties. We are working with specialists, pharmacognosy, phytochemists, and by God's grace, this is going to come into fruition. We partner with the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and all kinds of health bodies that we can't even mention. So many of them invite us for their annual conferences, which is rotated across different states in different years across the nation. So we've traveled, and in most of these conferences, you have experts, deans of faculties, heads of departments that reach out to us with informations in books and journals that are relevant for their students and for their practitioners. We don't only market reference books and textbooks in all fields of study, all fields of human endeavor. We also market relevant journals, research journals, peer-reviewed journals in sociology, in psychology, in law, research journals in oncology, in public health, community medicine, in nursing, research journals in nutrition and dietetics, food science, international relations. We partner with the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Victoria Island. We have key journals in world affairs, African affairs, and these journals will help them to distribute to all relevant establishments and departments that need it. So it has been a great job, very taxing and exciting. Each book added a new spectrum of learning and knowledge for us. When we got into literature and poetry, we explored a whole lot. When we went into American history, the black history, we read about the nation of Islam. We read about Elijah Muhammad. We knew the struggle they had to go through, racism and all that stuff. And it really inspired us to see what we can do to add value to knowledge. And it has brought us this far. So it's been passion, not really born out of the money and whatever. Of course, when you have value to present, you'll be appreciated in many ways. We have had sundry appreciations from establishments, from institutes across West Africa and beyond. You know, we partner with international publishers all over the world to source cutting-edge materials for our clients. We take pains to go through a lot of materials that come in here. Whether there are new materials or whether there are new, we believe that when you are doing research, it is what is called cross-cultural research. You start from the past and then come to the present. Research in any field, what happened before where we were before and where we are now, and then we'll look forward. So we have a lot of materials for our clients, and we are on an endless journey of search. When we started this business, we came face to face with HIV. We go after books on HIV and AIDS. We got them across to our clients and our readers. As we went further, Ebola came, and we sourced for materials for medical virologists. It's a virus. Clinical virology, we gave the books to them, and they were very happy. We got the materials. We did what is called public health awareness to get the people assured that these things are preventable. That is not the end of life. You see, when you have the information, you have the confidence to practice, you are not scared of whatever. Whatever is coming in probably had happened before. All we need is for new information to combat the emerging diseases. There are journals that deal with emerging infectious diseases. We provide these materials for practitioners, and it has served the purpose over the years. The secret of my success has been the impartation of specialist knowledge, tertiary knowledge for professionals. You know, education and learning is a lifelong journey. People talk about continuous professional development. For instance, in the media world and the real estate world, we have partnered with people who are doing media studies. You know, the print media, the electronic media, mass communication as a whole. We have provided a lot of materials for them. So now we have specialists in the media. We have special editors, screenwriters, short story writers, photojournalists, you know, and we provide them these materials. In the real estate world, we have attended conferences of real estate practitioners, providing cutting-edge materials for them in real estate development, information technology, property development, property law. All these materials assist them in the practice of real estate. We have gone far more. We work with people, the QS, quantity surveyors, town planners, environmental managers, people who do environmental audits, environmental impact assessment, you know, space planning. We work with them, you know. And these materials we get from all across the world. If you are practicing in this area and you need materials to improve your services and the value you are creating, you will need us. We have a whole list of experts in different fields that reach us when they have challenges, when they have need for special information to solve specific problems. They reach out to us. They call, yeah, a bookman, all range. We need books in this area. For instance, we had a former Minister of Health, that great woman, Ponja Iwala. She will always call us, look, all range, we need books on international economics. And we used to give her books on international economics. And many other experts like that. We have books for people who are doing radioactive interventions, people who are doing environmental management, people who are doing analysis food analysts all over the spectrum. We provide books for them. Food engineering, we give them books on food contaminants, food additives. These are not books to just go to anywhere and get. We have been able to interface with them, Nigerian Institute of Food Science and Technology. Reading has a tremendous impact on influence on human life. It helps you to appreciate issues, ideas, views, and opinion. It makes you an active participant in intellectual discourse and in intellectual environment. You are not ignorant of what is happening around you. It makes you a leader. Yes, not all readers are leaders, but most impactful leaders are readers. Books will change you. Books will empower you. Books will give you self-confidence. When I sit down with architects and I'm discussing, I talked about landscape architecture. I talked about interior design. They begin to wonder whether I studied architecture. Then I started talking with oncologists, gynecologists, maybe gynecological oncologists. They think that maybe I studied medicine. I didn't do no medicine. I've been able to read some books, interface with them. I have attended their workshops, so many, and I've read their books. Some books that come to me, I try to go through the introduction and the preface. I try to. Books in all areas. You understand? I was looking at a book on anesthesiology, and I found out that no serious surgery could be carried out without an anesthetist. Surgical intervention, is it abdominal surgery? Is it cancer, oncology? You need a professional. These are people that manage the airways. When the patient has been numbed with drugs for the intervention, the surgical experience, maybe for 3, 4, 5 hours, there has to be a resuscitation. And this is the specialist area for anesthetists. Not all doctors can handle that. You are doing cesarean section. You are doing ENT surgery. You need them. So you have a team of doctors that will invariably handle a serious, for instance, at the orthopedic hospital, we want to do amputation. You have the plaster people, you have the hematologist, you have the anesthesiologist, and you have the surgeon, who is a very good orthopedic surgeon to handle amputation, whether it's amputation of the legs and all that, because they have to manage, the hematologist will manage the loss of blood, then the anesthetist, then the orthopedic nurse will be there. Then we have the theater nurse will be there. All of them well kitted for the operations. It will look as if they are going to travel to Mars. Safety procedures, management of spills, cleaning, and everything. Then rolling the patients to a special, maybe it's an amenity ward where they are going to keep the person to manage the post-operative procedures and all that. Of course, there are pre-surgical experiences, the tests, the examination, the review and all that before the real process. So these are not things we learned overnight. It has taken a process of time. And we got to know that, oh, this is how the deal is done. Great insurgents of e-materials, e-books, digital books, and of course, the World Wide Web. It has helped us to access materials easily. But you see, initially people were afraid that with the advent of the e-books and all that, that the textbooks, the physical books, will be phased out. But that is far from the truth. Libraries still get their core text and materials. They have the sections for the core text and materials and journals and serials. Then they have the section we call the digital libraries. Polytechnic libraries, university libraries across the countries, they have these sections. But my experience with these digital libraries has been the management of digital libraries, the power situation in Nigeria, and the maintenance culture. Most of the institutions that started with the e-library, they have always come back to complain that these materials, within a short spell of time, because of instability of power. You know, the computers and all the digital infrastructures, they need steady and standby power supplies. Most of them have acquired the solar systems to power these equipments, but truly speaking, it has not been sustainable. Sometimes we had some dubious students vandalize these facilities, and then people always have to fall back on books. With the smartphones now, students can get a lot of materials and all that, and they read, but I can tell you that people who are doing serious research, they come back to us for books. You are doing research, you have to do your references, your bibliography. You have to show evidence, materials you have read, both online and offline. You are doing your doctorate program, master's program, to whatever level. At the level we are now, we believe that we've added value to education, to training, and to teaching. Our next phase now, we're trying to see how we can give back to the society through our interface with like-minded NGOs. We are started our book cafe, all-range book cafe, where we invite people. It's a private library to come and read and study in a relaxed atmosphere, where you can come in and do your book reviews. If you're a writer, you come in and do your book reviews, review your textbooks. Going forward too, we also have our NGO, which we are working on, that borders on environmental management. We call it the Campaign for Sustainable Environment. This is a program we have been running the last 5 years. We are talking about global warming and climate change. We do environmental education.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to watch, always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Bowles, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East, SOUQ News, keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria, and you're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love no bad.
We're going to have increase in the number of facilities that we will visit in the year 2025 by 30%. That would have improved compliance and enhancement of data-driven decision making using data analytics. We're going to strengthen collaboration between our partners, and we're going to have 25% increase in our compliance rates by carrying out the key strategies. We want to expand our monitoring coverage. We want to enhance our digital infrastructure by integrating a secure online pathway. We also want to include the e-learning platform and our mobile platforms on the digital infrastructure. We want to strengthen our community engagement and build capacity of both the farmer staff and our partners. We want to drive innovation and research. This year, we want to carry out research on the quality of care. In doing all of this, we want to make the health facilities in Lagos safer by leveraging on technology and ensuring that all our processes are data-driven. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Onoriede, Dr. Nibo Shinowo, Dr. Veronica Iwayemi, and Dr. Abiola Idowu. Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako. Taking us further in the comparative study, I want to especially welcome a professor, a consultant medical parasitologist at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. He coordinates the International Malaria Microscopy RDT Quality Assurance Center, as well as the country's World Health Organization malaria specimen collection sites in the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put hands together for Professor Wellington Oyibo for the very short comparative study. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Executive Governor of Lagos State, the Honorable Minister of Health, here represented here by the Minister of State of Health. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, this is historic for us. This is a path we have planned, prayed for, and we are happy that this is happening. Mr. Governor, thank you for all you and for making this happen myself. I'm so happy and grateful to the Honorable Commissioner of Health. He has told the story. So I'm going to build on those stories as I make this presentation. We don't have much time. And part of the whole thing is the advances that Lagos State has made for over 2 decades. The world is hearing it, and then the signature of this project through the impact project itself, which is calibrated around the impacts that this project will be again for Lagos State. My slide, please. So what we know about malaria, in the 15th century, why was it called malaria? It was called malaria because the cause of that fever illness was not known. And it was connected to marshy waters. So malaria in Greek is foul. And that was all they could do. And it took some another 100 years before it was connected to mosquito bites. And today we are talking about fever. And say all fevers are malaria. So are we going to the 15th century? And this is what we're trying to really unbond over to media. My slides. So if fever is still malaria, we go back to the 15th century. And then, of course, for evidence base, meant that we will have to quickly provide the evidence. Can I have the slide up? Yes. So the horrible complaint, let me just pull it out from here. So I've given this background. Most health workers will not accept the test results when it's negative. And that's the challenge. Next slide, please. Okay, and if you don't have data, which we are talking about digitization, you cannot calibrate where you are. And so if we look at the entire program and the plan of different projects, is to see that real-time data is available and that tests are done. And when the test is done, we can say quickly, cost-effectively, this is where we are. Because you can get the line on routine data. The country do not have quality data, and that's the challenge. Next slide. So low confidence in the test. Basic things are being used. Lagos is making progress. How do we handle this? 94 to 96% of the reporting for malaria in the DHIS that categorizes states and Nigeria comes from the primary healthcare center, and this from the public sector. It's important to recognize this. Next slide. And we're bringing this on board because we provide the quality platform for quality diagnosis at the College of Medicine. Next slide. And we do all of this carefully to ensure that these tests are good to be used for you. Next slide. And what is learned? Please just keep on going on the slide because I'll just go through them. There are changes in Nigeria in terms of malaria epidemiology. Next slide. And then we see from the 2021 malaria indicator survey where Lagos is next month. And you can see where we are here at 2.6%. Hopeful. And next slide. Good progress. And we're talking about the path for pre-elimination. We have that path. And we are happy that this is being mentioned here today. And like I said, this signature. And in line with the stratification strategy and subnational tailoring by WHO. So we are quite on course on this. Next slide. And then you can see the different tests available. You can keep on hitting enter. You have microscopy that is powered by a human being. And then you have this rapid diagnostic test that is technology. But somehow we refuse to accept technology and we stay with humans with all the challenges. So that's what you see with microscopy. Just keep on pressing enter. And all of this, and this is the test 15 minutes, the result is out. The other one will take any time. It will be 1 day. And then based on that, we have done the scoping and assessment of facility in Lagos.
Recent times, cosmetic clinics. So we're finding it difficult. We have limited capacity to ensure monitoring of these facilities. We also have inefficient manual processes because our digital platform is unable to carry out some of the processes in the agency. We're sitting on a lot of data in the agency.
With AI to make sure that the test is actually having the results that the pharmacy or PPMD says it does. We then verify that the treatment, the appropriate treatment. And then in the impact program, we have to the public health system for malaria negative patients to ensure that they're getting the proper diagnosis that they need and have a better understanding of what other febrile illnesses patients might have. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so I'll just talk briefly about all of the other partners that are working on this as well. So we are working closely, of course, with the Lagos State Ministry of Health, which envisioned this work and brought us in to support on this, with NMEP, which is overseeing the work and providing technical oversight, with WHO, which is providing, again, technical support and facilitation, and then importantly with our private sector partners as well, so PCN, which is doing quite a bit of the regulatory oversight and ensuring the quality of care in a pharmacy setting, with SFH, which is enabling the supply chain, and then of course with LASHMA, which is to go quickly into the final results on why this is improved quality of care. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So the work is providing network expansion, innovative financing, integrated health systems, supply chain resilience, comparative research, and regulatory reform, leveraging all of these different partners that we've mentioned to ensure that patients are able to access quality care, and that the data is being provided back to Lagos State to help improve regulatory support, policy, and other things. I've mentioned the partners that we have here already, but we're very grateful for all of the work that they are providing to ensure that there's quality of care in the private sector. And then finally, one final slide. To reinforce what Dr. Wellington said earlier, the work that is being done is also to be supporting with testing, understanding the difference between rapid tests and microscopy, to support on policy reform to ensure that rapid tests are always done before treatment for malaria in Lagos State. Thank you all so much, and we're very excited to be a part of this.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jessica Venom, the CEO, Shebex. Ladies and gentlemen, taking us further, Nina Obulafo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your Excellency, sir. We're very happy that this is happening today. So just permit me to do something unique in terms of our focus for malaria control in Nigeria. To do this, I will call on Dr. Dao, Director for SOUQ. We're going to have the Honorable Minister interested for malaria. Okay, Honorable Minister, please. Thank you very much. This is the main focus for malaria control in Nigeria, which